Okay, everybody, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to get started with your new Fire Stick. Real quick, the remote. Of course, you can't see anything, but it should be pretty self-explanatory. The middle here is OK and select. This circle is up, down, left, right, and the buttons you should all be pretty familiar with. Back, home, menu, and then, rewind, fast forward, play, pause. Okay, so when you first turn your Fire Stick on, this is what you will be seeing. This is the Amazon environment. You will have no interest for this any longer. You will go down to apps. Of course. Alright. This white and blue K is your Kodi logo. That is where you're going to go. When it loads up, all I ask, so you don't have to pay half price for me to redo your stick in the future, if you stay out of programs and you stay out of system, where all the settings are and such, then you pretty much can't break this. So if you stay out of those two parts, the likelihood of you ever having to call me to repair your stick are very slim. Okay, now, on to what's important. So here's your 5 main add-ons. These two are for TV shows and movies. They're both pretty much the same thing. They both encompass everything. The only reason I put 2 on here, this will be the one you use for 99% of the time, but sometimes it's like burning a CD. When you have access to everything at your fingertips, it's sometimes hard to think about what song you want to put on a disc, so you won't know which movie you want to watch all the time. Phoenix groups them differently than Exodus does to help you browse a little differently. So you can have the entire Disney collection, all Quentin Tarantino movies, mob flicks, spaghetti westerns, blah 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 blah. But Exodus pretty much is where you'll be all the time. Castaway, Sports Devil, and Pro Sport are all sports. This one only encompasses the top 4: NFL, baseball, basketball, hockey. These ones they're pretty much the same as each other. They just have a much more broad spectrum of sports. So you can watch snooker, darts, and the main sports are also in there. But these ones you need in here so you have access to your free pay-per-views, which these days is pretty much UFC, WWE, or boxing. So let me just show you how all this works. So Exodus, you will go to Exodus, and this is what you'll be met with. Pretty much for now until you get used to everything, stay away from the bottom of this and it's pretty self-explanatory. If you want to watch a movie, go to movies. If you want to watch a TV show, go to TV shows. So we'll just go to movies and show you here. You go to movies, there's all these different ways to break it down and browsing for a movie. At the very bottom is search, so you can search by title. I tend to find myself going to people watching because this is where the movies with the most traffic, are. So the freshest, newest, most in-demand movies will be in here. And this just goes on and on and on, and there's pages and pages. So, you find what movie you want. Say we want to watch Suicide Squad. So we'll click on our movie, and this will be the same with everything else. You'll click what you want to watch, and then you'll be presented with a page full of links to select. This list, although it is numbered, is absolutely arbitrary. So link number 1 is no better quality than link number 14, for example. They just are there. I don't know why they're numbered. So, but the reason you have all these different options are if the number 1 link is overwhelmed with people clicking on it all over the country, then it's going to have very poor performance. So you just have other options. So I naturally come down here and start somewhere in the middle. So you'll click on a movie, and then you're watching it. Once in the movie play environment, you have 2 different options with your remote. Nothing will be obstructing your view, but if you push OK, the button in the middle, then that will bring up your regular movie controls, stop, pause, play, all that good stuff. Push back to get that back off of the screen. If you push back during movie play, you'll go back to the last screen of the menus. This is especially useful when you're watching live sports, because if you have a link on and the quality's a little bit crappy, if it's buffering or just not as high quality as you would like, but you don't want to miss any of the gameplay. You push back, you can still see the game going on in the background, but you can go down, select the next link, and check for better quality. If you accidentally went to this, you can push all the way over to the left, and you see this little thing right here? That's another menu. And then just push up, go back to full screen, boom, you're back in the movie. So we'll push stop to stop that movie from playing. So that is the same for TV shows. But I will show you anyways. So let's say The Simpsons, right? Okay. This is the only part that kind of stinks, is having to seek and find each letter. So you'll find every show that comes up with that word you typed in the title. You'll go to The Simpsons, and then with any show you will have every season. So Simpsons has 28 seasons. And then within, you will have every episode. And then over here, it'll give you the description of the episodes, the air dates, stuff like that. When you watch something in its entirety, you'll get a check mark next to it. So if you're binge watching seasons of something, it's easy to remember where you were. Let's see here. So it's back out of everything here. Now, say you don't feel like typing in The Simpsons or something over and over and over again, or you have a kid that likes to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas 15 times a day like I do. You would go to your show or your movie or whatever you want to remember, and this is how you build your favorites list. So you just highlight the title of a movie, and you push the menu button. This will come up. Believe it or not, all you have to do is click Add to Favorites. Where that goes is down here next to the power button. So if you push down, 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 then go over, click on favorites, boom, this screen pops up with all the favorites that you have added. That way you don't have to type in titles of stuff over and over again. Sports, guess I may as well show you guys that. I'll show you this. The only thing different about Castaway and Sports Devil is they show you the different links and websites first. So you go to live sports. You have all these ridiculous named websites that are going to confuse you, but they all work. I usually use Dim Sports. No particular reason. It's just what I used the first time, and I'm kind of a loyalist. So you go there, and then it breaks it down into whatever sports you want to watch. If you want a pay-per-view, you will go here, because like we said, that's the pay-per-views these days. So we'll click on boxing, WWE, and UFC. Now these are all of the things airing tonight or today that have to do with that category. If there was, in fact, a pay-per-view this evening, it would be listed under here in like colorful letters and asterisks saying UFC 126, McGregor versus, or something like that. It'll make sure it gets your attention. But there's everything that you would normally be paying for a special channel to have watched. And this is how it will work for, there's no other game on tonight. But that's how it'll work for any sports. And then Pro Sport couldn't be any simpler, because it just breaks down the main four: NBA, NHL, NFL. So you'll click on your sport, and it will show you have every single game going on today, and it'll tell you that it's in progress, it's not started yet, what time it started, everything like that. And say you missed the game, you can go down to archive, and it backs up quite a bit. I think it goes back like 2 weeks or something like that. Well, I don't know. I've only went back 2 weeks, but I'm pretty sure it goes farther than that. So, other than that, the only thing that's important is the Fire Stick never really turns off. And Kodi does update in the background, but I'm not sure. I haven't found anything solid about the frequency of these updates. So I recommend that you either unplug the stick every night when you're done with it, or go down here and manually shut Kodi off, because when it boots up, it forces an update, and that's what pulls in all the new shows, the new links for new movies, better links if the movie that's in theaters is a bootleg version. If you update it, there very well may be a perfect copy available now. This is not like a computer, so if you unplug it in the middle of some process or something, you're not going to mess anything up. So go ahead. If some reason your remote wasn't responsive enough for you, started pushing buttons like crazy, and now you made your whole screen freeze up, just unplug it and plug it back in and you'll be fine. Other than that, that should get you started off pretty well, and this should avoid a little bit of the questionnaire in the beginning. So have fun with your stick. Hopefully you enjoy it. I also made a little micro troubleshooting video. If you need it, shoot me a message. But for now, I think this will keep you pretty busy for a good while. Thank you for your business. Hopefully you have fun. Talk with you guys when you need me.